If you're looking for ways to sort of minimize your hot tool collection while also maximizing your styling tools, you've likely considered multi-styling tools like the Dyson Airwrap, the Shark FlexStyle, and the Elabella. These are all hot tools that use air to style your hair, but they come with different attachments so you can straighten, volumize, curl, whatever it is that you're looking to do with one tool. I don't know about you, but the Dyson Airwrap is a little out of my reach, so I decided to experiment with the Shark FlexStyle and the Elabella to see which one does the better job, which one offers more in terms of, bang for your buck. So I'm going to take you through both, and that's going to include styling with each and the results along with their pros and cons, and which one I think is the better investment. If you don't want to watch to the end of the video to find out, I'll tell you right now, personally, and especially for my needs, the Elabella 6-in-1 is the better choice just because it has a lower price point. It has an extra tool that the Shark FlexStyle, that I have at least, didn't include, and I just think for the way that I style my hair and everything that I want to do with it, the Elabella 6-in-1 gets the job done. Right off the bat, I love that it comes in its own carrying case, complete with a handle, so you can take this with you wherever you go. It fits into a suitcase easily, and the way that things are packaged in this case, nothing moves around, so you can travel with it safely and you're not going to open it up to find a mess when you get to your destination. So I look like a mermaid that just climbed out of the ocean. My hair is wet, and we're going to start with the hair dryer, which we're going to connect. We're going to line that up with the unlock button and then turn that around to lock it into place. And this is going to get loud, so I'll just let you know this is the temperature control. It goes cool, medium, and hot, and of course this is the power button. So we're going to get this started. So I've got my hair to a mostly dry state, and we're going to use the detangling and smoothing brush next. And I'm going to use this on medium heat, just like I did the hair dryer, because I don't usually use a lot of high heat on my hair unless I'm curling and I need it to hold. So as much as I love the straight hair thing I have going on, I'm going to style my bangs the way I normally do, only I'm going to use this round brush instead. I usually use a Velcro roller, and I just roll them back. It's like a 2-inch roller. It's a really big one. So I roll it back and get that nice swoopy fringe that I love. So we're going to achieve that with the round brush instead. Wow, okay, yeah, I got that look going in about 10 seconds time. Okay, that's awesome. So now that my bangs are looking amazing, we're going to use the volumizing brush and see how this works as far as adding volume to a more straight style. So we're going to take section of my hair. We're just going to start with this one, and again I'm going to put this on high heat and then probably just use it on low, just because I don't want my hair to blow around too much. So look at that. Okay, maybe I really do need to start wearing my hair straight more often. Look at that volume. Okay, yeah, I think I might have to start changing my look a lot more because I am really loving that. It's shiny and smooth, but it's got so much volume to it. Okay, wow. As much as it's gonna kind of suck to wreck the look that I've got going on that I really love, we are gonna experiment with the curling rods. Right now I've got the left side. This is going to blow the air back this way, so the curls are going to go around in this direction. So we're going to do that on this side, and we're going to see what it looks like. And I need to say goodbye to my really gorgeous straight hair, which I never thought I would actually say, because again, I don't normally wear my hair straight, but I really love the hell out of this. That's, man, okay. And this takes a little practice. In my experience, it works best when it's on high, and hold your hair out a little bit. And for me, I realize like my hair is pretty long, so I gotta kind of finagle everything, but move it back here towards the ends and it'll kind of suck it up. So let me turn this on. Perfect curl. I've got the other iron in, and that's going to blow my hair this way. So this is the direction that the curls are going to go in. And one thing I want to point out, while you're switching your tools back and forth, they do get hot, so you want to try and handle them by the ends where you can, because the base and this whole thing will get hot. So switching them out, going back and forth between them, it's just a handy tip. So again, I'm going to use this on high because it actually pulls my hair into the curling iron a little bit faster and easier than it does on low. Again, my hair is kind of like, I guess I would say like it's medium thickness, and it is getting a little wiry, so, and it's long and it's heavy. So, okay, here we go. So now we can kind of see the curls on this side, those few that I did, and it's very, very simple, and really, like, at least on my hair, I really do need the air suction to be on high. It pulls it in a little more easily than it does on low. But you can kind of test it out and see on your own hair which works better for you, because hair texture, it really, everybody's is different. It really depends. But I love the ease of use, and I kind of like all of the backward curling. That's, maybe I didn't need to be alternating my curls all those years. The Elabella 6-in-1 Air Styler, I understand the hype now. I've been converted. I'm not somebody that normally uses a lot of hot styling tools, but the ease of use and how effective it is. I mean, I had banging hair in a matter of minutes, and I mean, it really, like, everything that it does for my fringe with the round brush, everything it did, even when my hair was straight with the volumizer brush, which I still can't get over. I loved straight hair that much on myself. Apparently I had been trying it all wrong all these years. It's just amazing that all of this is just at your fingertips no matter how you want to style your hair. And the curling irons, you know, it was my first time, this is my first time using anything that doesn't have a clamp. You know, I've used curling irons for years and years, you know, ever since I was a kid, and they've always had clamps. I've never used one that used air to pull the curl, and that made me a little nervous, but there's really nothing for it to get sucked into. So like, you don't have to worry about your hair being pulled in, it's just going to get pulled around. And it's very, very simple to use, as you saw during the demonstration. But every tool in this kit is effective for what it's meant to do, and it really is like having a salon with you at all times. The major pros of the Elabella 6-in-1, of course, are the variety of options that you have. You know, every tool that you could possibly need, whether you're detangling, volumizing, you know, doing more blown out curls or even tighter curls, you've got everything at hand that you could need for that. And even the hair dryer itself, like, it's really effective. It's small, but it's powerful too. Like, it's even on porous hair like mine. Granted, my hair takes a little bit longer to dry because, you know, I do all kinds of things to it. It is a little porous, especially on the ends, so it really holds that water a lot. But overall, like, just the variety of tools and how easy it is to switch them out when you want to, you know, use whatever other piece to it. Like, it's really a simple, smart design. And of course, the effectiveness, that's a given. You saw what it did to my hair as I was going through like each of the tools and each of the steps, and like, there was never a point where it didn't perform amazingly and quickly. And I have no product in my hair. I haven't used any hairspray, no gel, nothing at all. And, you know, I've been sitting here for a while because it takes a lot of takes to do a video like this. I'll let you in on a little secret. But the, you know, the shape and the style has held up without anything, like not even hairspray. The other great thing about the Elabella is, of course, the carrying case. So if you're traveling, wherever you're going, even if it's just overnight, it's a small case and everything has a place. So when everything is put away and you zip it up and you take it wherever you're going, nothing inside is going to shuffle or move. It's all going to stay nice and packed the way that you left it. And it's really a very smart case design. The one major con of the Elabella 6-in-1, and this is mostly for my natural curly girls, there's no diffuser. So if you like styling your hair with a hair dryer and you normally use a diffuser, you're not going to find that with this set. This really is more for, you know, creating the blank canvas and then, you know, doing the volumizing or the curling or whatever you're going to do, rather than styling your own natural curls. And the blow dryer, even on its low setting, if you've got naturally curly hair and you're trying to, you know, keep that curl pattern as it is, it's going to blow it all around. Like, there really isn't a way to diffuse your natural curls with this. The other con that's worth noting is, you know, of course the tools themselves are going to get hot. It's going to get warm. Like, even this, I haven't used it for many minutes now and it's still pretty warm. I can hold it, but it's still pretty warm. When it's in use, even this twist ring can get hot. Especially if you're using it on the highest heat setting. So just be careful. You know, when you're changing your tools out, if you can, you know, twist this quickly and then use this cooler end, because this will get a little warm, but it won't get as hot as it does down here or here. So it's just something that you got to be careful of, especially if you're using several of the tools and you're kind of switching them. This will stay hot as you're working with it. And of course it cools down over time like any other hot air tool would, but it's just something to watch out for. So my hair is freshly washed and I'm ready to start styling with the Shark. This is what the hair dryer looks like, and the base, all of the attachments pop right on to the base, and it's pretty simple. There's no locking button or anything, they just snap into place, and then there's a little button on the side that lets you release any attachment. The dryer is actually built in to the Shark. It's not a separate attachment. So on the back, you'll see this little button right here that you pull down, and this actually rotates, and then you've got your hair dryer, and it looks like a giant number 7, but that's all there is to it. And then when you're done, you pull that button again, rotate it back up, and you can use the attachments. So we're going to start with drying, and then we'll volumize and go through all the rest. So here we go. Power button, heat, fan speed, and this little button up here is a cool shot. So when you're using other styling tools or even the hair dryer, if you want to finish with a cool shot, all you got to do is push this button and the air turns cool. So my hair is a good part of the way dry. Right now I'm going to finish with the concentrator to kind of get through to my ends, because those are usually what take the longest to dry, that and the nape of my neck. But overall, I've been drying my hair for a couple of minutes and it's almost done. So we're going to finish with the concentrator before we move on to the volumizer. My hair is most of the way dry. It's still very slightly damp. My hair is pretty porous, so it holds on to moisture longer than people with less chemically treated hair probably does. When you're switching tools, this part of the base really doesn't get hot. So when you're done with the dryer, whether you're using the concentrator or not, you're really not going to burn your fingers. It gets kind of hot down towards this end. Obviously, this is like the hottest area, but this has been turned off for about a minute, and I can actually hold on to the concentrator without burning the crap out of my fingers. So, you know, that's good to know. So we are going to switch tools. I'm going to flip this up, slide this button, pop the concentrator off, and we're going to use the volumizing brush. Now this is a large oval brush, and this is designed to create a lot of volume up at the root. So we're going to see how this performs. So you can already see the volume that's building on this side of my head. This is the side that I use the Shark volumizing attachment on, and this is the side that I did not. So there's a lot more fullness, a lot more like effortless lift on this side. It's a pretty decent volumizer brush, to be honest. So I normally use a much smaller round brush to do my fringe, which is pretty much just like this whole face framing area. My Shark FlexStyle did not come with that, so I'm going to see what happens when I use the volumizer brush, if I can get a similar effect. This might be a little too big because the barrel of the one that I normally use is just like 1.5 inches or so. It's not this large. So we'll see what happens. I might just have to jump to doing everything with the curling wands. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so that gave me a softer swoop than I'm used to. Normally it has a little more curl. I'm a 70s girl. I like that sort of like swoopy fringe, but that's not terrible. It's not as good as what I get with Elabella's round brush, but I mean, this is passable if I'm just using the Shark by itself. So yeah, all right, I can live with it. We are going to get to curling my ends. Now, when I do my hair, I usually have the curl like from about here down. I don't curl all the way to the root, except for maybe a little bit around like face framing. I like it to be like straighter and volumized along the scalp, and then soft curls towards the bottom. The one nice thing about the curling wands with the Shark, they have the arrows that show you which direction the curl is going to go, but they're also marked with a little R or L, so you don't have to think about which one is left and right. You can look and know right away. So we're going to do a few curls on the right side and see how she does. So I'm done curling with the Shark, and this is how everything turned out. Now I am gonna finger comb this a little bit, which is kind of tricky to do on a tiny little camera, not gonna lie. But overall, like, the curls are really soft. They've held their shape pretty well, especially considering this. It took me about say 10 minutes all in to do all of my hair, and I did do like bigger sections because, again, I like a loose curl. I don't like a really tight curl toward the bottom. So, you know, for my needs, I mean, it works really well. My hair looks shiny, and I mean, it doesn't look damaged at all, but it's got that really soft, you know, just gentle, soft, curly bounce that I really do like. I am gonna do one quick little test to see if curling my fringe gives me more of that swoop that I'm looking for. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I mean, that's a little more curl than I would normally put there, but I'm not hating that, actually. It's not terrible. I do like the results from a round brush a little bit better, but this might actually fall a little bit with some finger combing and end up actually being okay. Overall, the Shark FlexStyle is really effective. The only thing that the Indigo Rush is lacking is that smaller round brush, but you know, it's not the end of the world, and if that's not important to you, that might not matter. For my purposes, I use the round brush a lot, so that is a little bit of a bummer, but the tools that are included with the Shark FlexStyle are clearly high quality, and what's nice with the curling wands especially, this tip really does not get hot. So when you've got to switch out your curling wands, you know, from one side to the other, grab them here and you really are not going to burn your fingers. This stays cool to the touch. This is hot as hell right now. This is not. I mean, clearly. Some of the things that I love about the Shark FlexStyle is the fact that the hairdryer is built into the unit. It's not a separate attachment. It's just always there. You just hit that button and flip it down and you've got your dryer. That's convenient, and it's one less attachment to attach. And I also like how easily the attachments click into place. So you've got your lock button, and then all around every attachment there are little slots. So basically it really doesn't matter how you attach them, as long as you sort of line that up with where the lock is at and push it down, it'll click into place, and you can turn them. So it's not like once you pop that into place, it's stuck as it is, especially with the concentrator. You can turn it as you need to. You can also use this with the hair dryer down. So depending on how you're styling, if you find it easier to hold it this way at more of like a 90-degree angle, wait, no, is that 90? A 90-degree-ish angle, you can, and you can use any tool with it in this position. The other really nice thing about this, especially that the Elabella doesn't have, is the cool shot button. So when you're using the Elabella 6-in-1, you can cycle through to the cool heat setting easily, whereas the Shark has that as a simple button. So you don't have to adjust your temperature. You can just hit this button when you want to cool a curl or whatever thing you're using to style your hair. Especially when you're curling, that cool shot sort of locks the curl into place before you release it from the curling wand, and that just helps it to last longer and keep its shape better. Overall, I do like the Shark FlexStyle, I'm not gonna lie. I like Elabella's 6-in-1 better, only because it is less expensive and it includes the smaller round brush. And that's one thing about Shark FlexStyle. There are a lot of different options at varying price points, but not every version of it has every tool that you might need. When you're shopping for Shark FlexStyles, you'll really want to take a close look at the tools that are included with it, because it might not have everything that you want. The one cool thing that they do offer is the ability to build your own FlexStyle at a fairly steep price point, but you can go in and actually select the exact attachments that you want. It's literally a build your own Shark. The one other thing that I consider a con of the Shark FlexStyle is that it comes with a storage bag, which is really nice. This is the one that comes with the Indigo Rush, and it's sort of like a denim jean material. But although it is large, it doesn't have any pockets, really. It's got like a divider that's open-ended on the bottom. But as far as like organizing your tools for travel, especially if you don't want them to move around, this is not as effective as the case that comes with the Elabella. Elabella has a hard case and it's got literal cutouts for each of the tools to fit into. So whether you're just storing it at home or you're throwing it in a suitcase, especially if you're flying or somebody else is going to be handling your baggage, that case does a much better job at protecting your tools in transit. So ultimately, I do think, at least for my needs, the Elabella 6-in-1 is the better of the two when it's compared directly with the Shark FlexStyle. Now again, the Shark FlexStyle is available in different variations. So some tools have the hair diffuser, some have, the smaller round brush and other things that my particular model does not have. But for an all-in-one, the Elabella gives you more to work with at a lower price point. So it really comes down to what you need as well as what you can spend. And again, I really appreciate the hard shell case that comes with the Elabella 6-in-1, because not just for storage, it keeps everything stored really nicely, but when you're taking that with you on the go, whether you're flying or not, it's just nice to know that your tools are all secure, they're in their right places, and nothing is going to be shifting while you're carrying suitcases around or moving bags around or whatever it is that you're doing. So hopefully all of this has kind of helped you to pick between one or the other, and if you can afford a Dyson, that is awesome for you. Maybe I'll get there someday, but for right now, the Elabella is hands down the best multi-styling tool that I've used and will continue to use.